Chair recognizes that the Lenoir County Board of Education has established a quorum and calls the January 9th, 2023 regular monthly board meeting to order. Chair recognizes Mrs. Frances Herring.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, board members. Let us pray. May the words spoken in this room tonight be beneficial to the students, parents, staff, and administrators in our school system. And may we be led by the guiding principle to always base our decisions on the best interest of our young people. Amen.
Thank you, Mrs. Herring. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Mr. Brent Williams to present the agenda for tonight's board meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's members of the board. It's my honor and privilege tonight to submit to you for your consideration and hopefully your approval tonight's agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to the agenda?
So
I have a motion by Mr. Woods. Is there a second?
second.
Second by Mr. Smith. I got a motion by Mr. Woods and a second by Mr. Smith to approve the board agenda as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Dr. Outlaw Starkey?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. The agenda is set for tonight. Okay, so first of all, let me just say Dr. Outlaw Starkey couldn't be with us tonight, so she's joined us remotely. Also, we have Mr. Preston Harris, who is our county commissioner, with us tonight. We'd like to acknowledge him. Thank you for coming. Also, Mrs. Melissa Michaud is sitting in tonight for Ms. Carolyn Murchison as our attorney. I do have a couple of comments I would like to make. I'll probably be brief. We would like to welcome back everyone to school and hope everyone had a safe and a happy holiday season. We would like to continue to thank all of the teachers, staff, and employees, regardless of job description, for the outstanding commitment, dedication, and hard work that goes into making the students of Lenoir County Public Schools successful, as well as the Lenoir County Public School system itself. We want to assure all stakeholders that Lenoir County Board of Education administration will continue to commit to doing everything possible to provide for a safe and healthy environment for students, staff, and community. And Mr. Williams will highlight some more good news tonight about the hard work and dedication that Lenoir County Public School students and staff have put forth that resulted in numerous honors, recognitions, and accomplishments. Chair recognizes Mr. Brett Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As the chair noted, we do have a lot of great things to note, accomplishments by staff members and students tonight. Before that, I want to say that we have had a strong and smooth start. We came back at the end of last week from the holiday break. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and a happy beginning to the 2023 calendar year. We've had a smooth start in the school system. I want to thank everybody who contributed to that, all the stakeholders, as the chair noted. And especially in our high schools, we've started up a new school year. We closed down one semester. We, as the teachers sometimes say, we landed the plane and we are in flight again with a new semester. The second semester is underway in all of our schools, but in high school that carries a different meaning. You have new teachers, new classes, new everything. So we certainly celebrate all they've done to close down, to get grades out, and to because we know our parents, our report cards have gone out now, so we're excited about that and moving on with the rest of the year. So we appreciate everything that everybody has done. We did have a smooth start to our return in the second semester. The exception to that would be at the end of last week. We had a windstorm come through and strong straight line winds. We're going to talk about that later. But I want to just say at this point that I appreciate very much when we had those strong straight line winds peel the roof covering back at South Lenoir High School, and that rubberized membrane covering the roof pulled back, and it was a scary situation to watch when we saw the surveillance video from the school and saw that happen. But within tragedy, within difficulty, within crisis times, we find good things. And in that, certainly, we see plenty. We see plenty of resilience, and we see plenty the human spirit and the human condition of our staff members there at the school, of our students. We had a few students on campus. It was a teacher work day, but we had some kids there preparing for competition and working on campus to get ready for things that are upcoming, like the awards you see here tonight. But everybody pulled together, and they had that place completely cleaned up by the next day. By the end of that first day, the tarps were out. They were covering everything. We had 2 hours after the event happened, a roofer was on campus and working. And our maintenance guys were on campus about 48 minutes after it happened. That's great response time. People are working together. We had calls from 3 other school systems offering help. Thankfully, we did not have to use their materials or tarps or help, but we certainly appreciate the offers of that. We had one of the first calls I received and the school, Ms. Pierce, received was from Dr. Rusty Hunt, president of LCC, and his team offering to go on site to help, to offer equipment if necessary, to offer human resources if necessary, and offer the use of their gym during the time that our gym is being repaired. So I want to thank Dr. Hunt and his team. I already have, but I wanted to acknowledge that tonight for the board and for the public, to thank him for what he did. Certainly thank Ms. Pierce and her team, our other principals from our other schools and the other counties for volunteering to help. So that was a team effort, and within that, like I said, within that challenge and difficulty, we find some positive things, and the positive thing is the collaboration and the help and the willingness to move forward together. So certainly appreciate that. I do want to say tonight we're sending our thoughts and if you're so inclined, your prayers to Miss Lorene Bell, whose sister passed away on Saturday, one of our principals at LaGrange Elementary. Her sister passed. We will keep that family in our thoughts. Also, Mr. Harvey had an unexpected situation. He's sorry that he was not able to be with us tonight, but I excused him from tonight. He is with family. His father was in an automobile accident this afternoon and is fine and doing well, but he's in the hospital and recovering. So we send our thoughts and prayers to Mr. Nicholas Harvey the first and the second, as both are there in Greenville. So that's where he is, and normally he would be in that chair there, but we're going to, Ms. Herring and I are going to handle his part tonight, and I wanted you to know where he was. So tonight it's my honor to recognize some of our board members, some of our staff members, some of our students for outstanding accomplishments. First, each year the North Carolina School Boards Association Academy of School Boardsmanship recognizes board members for training achievements. Certificates are given when a board member has earned a minimum of 30 hours of training during the previous academic year. Tonight, we recognize 2 of our board members for successful completion of school board training for the 2021-2022 academic year. Mr. W.D. Anderson received a Certificate of Advanced Achievement, and Mr. Bruce Hill, Scholars Circle. So if you'd join me in celebrating our 2 board members. If they come forward, please. Congratulations. And the School Boards Association State Level Conference was held a few weeks ago in Greensboro, and they were honored, but we wanted to honor them too here tonight. So thank you, gentlemen. Yes, sir.
3, 1, 2, 3, one more. 1, 2. Thank you.
Congratulations. We are pleased to announce that Ms. Jessie Taylor, Executive Assistant to the Superintendent, to me, has been awarded a Certificate of Advanced Achievement by the North Carolina School Boards Association. The same, she is Secretary, I am Secretary to the Board, and she's my assistant. And she has training sessions as part of the same state level process and state level school board association that they're members of. And she was honored in Greensboro. They had a meal in her honor and presented a certificate to her. Jesse tried for me not to put this on the agenda tonight, but I wanted to. She likes for the spotlight not to be on her, but she's with us tonight. Her husband Evan and her son Finn are here as well. But Ms. Taylor earned this Advanced Achievement Certificate. It requires 100 hours of professional development and activities related to Superintendent and Board Assistants of North Carolina in the membership of that organization. Ms. Taylor has been in her executive assistant position for nearly 9 years and is an active member of the Superintendent and Board Assistants of North Carolina Public Schools organization, for which she currently is the chair of the group's Nominations and Elections Committee. Closer to home, she is the chair of the Central Services Sunshine Club, which coordinates office celebrations and individual recognitions, and she is vice president of the Lenoir County chapter of the Association of Educational Office Professionals. She was honored as the chapter's AEOP Professional of the Year for 21-22. Please join me in recognizing my assistant, Ms. Taylor, who makes it all happen. So the real story is, no, she didn't have to make her own certificate. But thank you for that question. But I did put it on the agenda and she took it off, so I put it back.
1, 2, 3, 1 more. 1, 2, thank you.
The Department of Public Instruction has presented 14 of our 16 traditional schools with graduation and growth award certificates for their performance during the 2021-2022 school year. We had our strongest growth in 17 years, and this happened during the time when we're coming out of a pandemic, when so many kids, when the status of students, the learning status is so variable. So it's a credit to our teachers, our students, and everybody involved. So happy about that, and the state has recognized this with these award certificates. Whether for academic growth, graduation, or graduation rate, these certificates represent an impressive amount of hard work by students and educators. First, we'll have 3 different categories of recognitions here. First, Certificate of Achievement. That's a solitary recognition because they continue with such an outstanding, you just can't get better than that, 100% graduation rate. Again, year in and year out, it's our school that continually, for 6 out of the last 7 years, has been recognized by U.S. News and World Report as one of the top high schools in the United States. So proud of Lenoir County Early College High School, 100% graduation rate. Mr. Sandman, we and folks, just think about this. 100% means everybody, every single person. If anything happened that would change that, just imagine. Everybody, every day. That's our goal. Everybody, every day, but every student. We say we're serving every student, we say we're meeting the needs of every student, but every single student walks across that stage year in and year out. And I'm here to tell you that last year, almost every one of them had a 2-year degree when they received that diploma. So proud of what they're doing. So congratulations.
1, 3, 1, 2, 1 more. 1, 2, thank you.
Second category is for schools that exceeded all expected academic standards across all of the areas. E.B. Frink Middle School, Northwest Elementary School, Pink Hill Elementary School, and Southwood Elementary School. currently provides. All right, our next category, North Carolina academic growth, met all growth standards in all of the available areas. Banks Elementary School, Contentnia Savannah K-8 School, Kinston High School, LaGrange Elementary School, Lenoir County Early College High School, Moss Hill Elementary School, Northeast Elementary School, Rochelle Middle School, Southeast Elementary School, and Woodington Middle School. Folks, if that looks like almost everybody, you are correct. And I'm very proud of that. You have districts that are really struggling with growth in this moment of trying to recover. So proud of you folks. Don't mess with the process. You gotta have somebody messing it up, right? We love you. Congratulations. Sherman, congratulations. There you go. Is it good problem? Mr. Philippi? Congratulations. Same thing. Congratulations.
All right, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Folks, I just have to say to the public who's wondering, are our kids getting it done? Are they growing? The growth is the most important student achievement component. It's where a kid starts and it's where he or she ends at the end of the year. Every single one of these schools either met or exceeded all expected growth standards. So very proud of that. All right, congratulations to Ms. Samantha Newcomb, a health sciences teacher at North Lenoir High School who has been recognized by NCDPI for her work on the updated statewide Health Science 2 curriculum. Ms. Newcomb was selected for the team via a competitive process and spent time working with a team of teachers and consultants from across the state on revised curriculum, which is now a fully implemented course. This state-level honor was afforded to Ms. Newcomb because of her hard work, her dedication, her vision. Thank you to Ms. Newcomb for her work on this process. Is Ms. Newcomb with us tonight? Proud of you for your work on this. Now, Ms. Newcomb, you have first their certificate. Congratulations. And DPI has presented you with this plaque, so congratulations on that.
Okay, on 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Good job. On behalf of the North Carolina School Boards Association, we would like to recognize the following student on NCSBA's 2022 high school video contest. This student went to Greensboro, was named #2 in the state, stood up there, talked about her video, but the video she did under the advisement of a teacher, but pretty much did the video by herself, did a great job, and it made our district look outstanding. So Ms. Ricky Lane, if you would come forward, please. getting your certificate, would you like to say something to them about your video?
Well, I guess it's a good one. It was definitely a challenge. It was a little bit short notice. I was like, oh gosh, I was like, what am I supposed to talk about under 60 seconds? So,
I mean, teachers would do short notes.
but it was a good learning experience going, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to go.
Number
You did
2 in the
great.
state, tell them what you earned for your school.
$2,000.
2,000. And the mission of the video, Ricky, the theme of the video?
It was how Lenoir County Public Schools overcame COVID.
That's great.
Okay, on three. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2. Okay.
Great job. We are excited to announce that Mr. Charles White, LCPS Director of Media and Technology, at the back over here in the corner, is the 2022-2023 Technology Director of the Year for North Carolina's 13-county Southeast region. The honor qualifies Mr. White as a finalist for the North Carolina Technology Director of the Year Award. Mr. White has been instrumental in the design and success of our district's digital learning program, ensuring the viability of more than 10,000 Apple devices used by our students and teachers, as well as all of the infrastructure that supports them. Additionally, Mr. White and his staff keep more than 1,000 district employees digitally connected, watch over the health of our far-flung phone system, and if there's an app for that, they make sure that LCPS is plugged into it. His expertise and work ethic make Mr. White very deserving winner of the Southeast Regional Technology Director of the Year Award and a strong candidate for the next honor, the statewide honor. Congratulations, Mr. White. Mr. White, anything you'd like to say to the folks about this honor?
Here's an app for that. I'd just like to thank our administration and our school board, our principals, and especially my team and all the amazing teachers and students that we have on Lenoir. Just being nominated is an honor, but if you look around in Lenoir County, just to see all of the awards that we get as a whole is just a testimony to our district and how amazing we are. So, thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
Amelia Smith is a sophomore. The North Carolina Association for Scholastic Activities sponsors an annual writing competition for middle school and high school students. It's called the Quill. The 10 schools named regional winners in each of the 2 divisions are invited to compete in the state finals. This school year, for the second consecutive year, and it's only the second year ever, I'm very competitive, I need you to know it's only the second year we've competed as a district, and for the second year we've gone to the state competition. So happy about that. 2 of our schools made the finals. Congratulations, and this is a writing competition. Congratulations to Woodington Middle School, whose team finished 7th in its division, and to South Lenoir High School, which came in 8th in its division. Competing for Woodington students are, and we'll bring up the Woodington students first, and then the South Lenoir students. Competing for Woodington were Brooke Barwick, Joanna Privilinski, Destiny Hernandez Salias, and Matilda Homa. If the Woodington team would come forward, please. Matilda. Congratulations. Destiny. Congratulations. Joanna. Congratulations, Joanna. Guys, was this a big deal? Well, congratulations. You want to tell us what it was like to be there and compete?
It was exciting and a good experience.
Okay. What would you say to people who haven't competed who might have the opportunity next year?
They should try it out because it's fun if you find writing interesting and you can learn from it too.
It's pretty great to be in the state championship too, right? Awesome. Great job, guys.
Okay, home three. 1, 2, 3, 1 more.
Mr. Holmes, can we
Yes.
we forgot to bring up Miss Caroline Sudrick, the coach. They didn't give me that information, but I saw you out there. So you can thank me later.
Okay. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 more. 1, 2. All right.
Great job, guys.
Good job.
Representing South Lenoir High School were Alex Renteria, Emily Jacobs, Ivy Taylor, and Trinity Beverly with Coach Greta Hill. Congratulations to these students and their coach. Okay, Trinity. Congratulations. Beverly. All right, Ivy. Congratulations, Ivy. Emily is not here, I think. Alex, congratulations. And Coach, you want to give this one to Emily? Congratulations. Guys, now I gave the middle school winners, the middle school state finalists, an opportunity to address their time. What would you guys say?
I would say it's truly something that made me feel like I accomplished something. Placing first in the region in my specific area truly encouraged me to continue writing, which is my intended career path, creative writing. I would definitely say this is a great experience, and if you take it, even if you're not very good at writing, in your opinion, it's just about guaranteeing you're better than you think.
Outstanding. Anyone else?
Yes.
Okay, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 more. 1, 2. Thank you.
Amelia Smith is a sophomore at Lenoir County Early College High School. She's also the winner of the Friend of the Year Award from the North Carolina Public Library Directors Association. A teen volunteer at Neuse Regional Libraries, Amelia was presented the statewide award last month at the association's annual banquet in Winston-Salem. Amelia serves as a teen volunteer tutor who provides homework help and serves as a reading buddy for one-on-one shared reading with local students. She also assists with setting up after-school STEM library programs, assists with library outreach events, promotes teen library programs through newspaper columns, and was active in the library's first teen volunteer service project, a pet food drive for Lenoir County SPCA. Congratulations to Amelia, and thanks to Neuse Regional Libraries for nominating her for this outstanding award. Amelia? Getting your certificate, would you like to explain to them what this award means to you?
Well, I'm a junior now.
Okay.
So I'm taking full on college classes. So, it took about 60 volunteer hours to finally have some accomplishment. And what we did is we went to Winston-Salem for a banquet dinner in my honor, and I got a little plaque, and they paid for everything. And I found out that the library, we just hit 668 volunteer hours for 2022, and about 60 of them were mine. It was a really fun experience, and I love tutoring little kids and helping them, so that in the future they can do what I do.
You would encourage your classmates and other students to tutor as well?
It's really fun.
Great, great. I think she's working on things. Okay, so while she's working on that, let's have this go ahead. All right. Will that actually show them?
Not if we don't want it to.
Okay.
We're good. All right, hopefully, 1, 2, 3, one more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Congratulations. She's gonna bring. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Williams, for highlighting the successes. As everyone can see, there are some amazing things that are happening in Lenoir County Public Schools. Ms. Taylor,
I don't think so.
anybody sign up for public comment?
Jesse,
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, we will now move to the presentation portion of the agenda. Chair recognizes Mrs. Frances Herring to present an update on the progress of the Lenoir County Public School System Improvement Plans.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and board members. Good evening. It's good to see everyone here. We're talking about the mid-year, part of our mid-year school improvement plan, continuous oversight process. Our commitment to school improvement includes a seamless process composed of different layers of cyclical ongoing oversight. And I presented this to you earlier, and I've highlighted sort of where we are in the process right now. I'll just recap that in September, our principals do a presentation of their school improvement plans to the leadership team and board members here in this room. And then we have monthly school visits conducted by our district leadership team. Every school improvement team has a member of our leadership team assigned to it. And so every school has a direct liaison. We are now in our January review of the school improvement plan progress report. You were invited this afternoon. You have received an email from Jesse Taylor, and I've also uploaded in Board Docs the schedule for the school improvement plan presentations that will occur week after next, January 24th, 25th, and 26th. Then we'll have our annual summer board and administrator retreat. We have every summer, or have for the past several summers. And then, of course, we have what we call our urgency momentum each spring. January 24th, this is our schedule. We'll begin at 8:30 in the morning and conclude at 4:45. We'll meet with the schools listed there on the screen. January 25th and then January 26th. And of course, all board members are invited to attend one presentation, no presentations, or all presentations. So we'd love to have you. We meet here in this room, and it's a great experience, and it's a great opportunity to hear what our schools are doing to address the needs in their building. So if anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Any questions or comments from Mrs. Herring? Thank you, Ms. Herring. And as Ms. Herring said, board members are invited to attend. Who's going to be Mr. Harvey?
I
Ms.
will.
Herring, okay, Chair recognizes Mrs. Frances Herring to present a summary of the wind damage sustained on Wednesday, January 4th, 2023 at South Lenoir High School.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me get these pictures up for us. On Wednesday, January 4th, 2023, at approximately 2 p.m., a strong wind event occurred in Lenoir County. The official determination of the wind event has yet to be established. However, the southern end of Lenoir County appeared to have suffered the worst damage. South Lenoir High School sustained significant damage to its campus, including the gymnasium, baseball and softball complex, and minor flashing damage to the cafeteria. Mrs. Pierce and her entire team of administration, athletic director, and coaches should be commended for immediately ushering the few students that were on campus preparing for a basketball game away from the gym and into the locker room. Immediately following the event, LCPS maintenance workers sprang into action by covering the gymnasium floor with plastic and tarping. NCDPI was immediately notified, and we received the verbal authority to move forward with debris removal, repair, and/or replacement of the damaged facilities. Within 30 minutes, a local vendor was on site preparing estimates All of the debris was removed from the campus by 10 a.m. Thursday morning, and work continued through this past weekend by the working vendor to provide a covering that will allow us full use of the gym in the coming days. The long-term solution will require a full replacement of the entire roofing system. We again cannot express enough gratitude to the staff of South Lenoir High School, LCPS Maintenance Department, and for all the calls, texts, and emails from the surrounding districts for their support. As of Sunday morning, the roof is completely wrapped with a temporary, permanent solution that will keep, you can see it right there in the bottom right, that will keep the roofing deck dry, thereby preserving the floor and bleachers until a permanent replacement is completed. A structural engineer will be on campus Friday morning to declare the use of the gym safe for all students and stakeholders. Mr. Chairman, this concludes my report.
Any questions or comments for Mrs. Herring? All right, thank you, Mrs. Herring.
Thank you.
And I would like to commend the administration, the principal, and the staff for their leadership and quick response to this event. My understanding, as Mrs. Herring just said, is that the cleanup, recovery, and repair process all was implemented within 24 hours. I think it's a great example of the leadership at our school system. Chair recognizes Mr. Charles White to present 2 proposals for funding through the Federal Schools and Library E-rate program.
Have to wear my glasses for this one. Good evening again. Tonight I have submitted proposals for you to review in preparation for approval to apply for funding through the federal E-rate program. Over the last several months, the Department of Media and Technology published 2 bid proposals following the process outlined by the state of North Carolina and the E-rate federal program. The first bid is for licensing of our wireless infrastructure. The second bid replaces the primary core switch at Kinston High School, South Lenoir High School, North Lenoir High School, E.B. Frank Middle School, Rochelle Middle School, Woodington Middle School, and Northwest Elementary School. These sites were picked based upon the age of the equipment that they have. They have the oldest core switches within our district. This year, as our students utilize the internet more and more and more, we saw, especially at our high schools, some throughput issues based upon the older equipment. So this is to address some of our lag and throughput issues that we're having at those schools. So at this time, I'm available for any questions or concerns. At the next board meeting, I'll be seeking approval to apply for the federal funding and for the purchase of the licensing and the routers pending E-rate funding. I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions or comments for Mr. White? Okay, thank you, Mr. White.
You're so welcome. Thank
This
you.
is much needed funding for our technology that supports our students and our staff. This request, as Mr. White said, will come back to the board at a subsequent meeting. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Chair recognizes Mr. Doc Davenport, CPA with Vera, Paris, and Davenport, to present the Lenoir County Board of Education audit report for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2022.
To give you a sneak peek of that, you're going to love it. It's an outstanding report, and it lacks one item that we've had on there for many, many years, and we've been able finally, thanks to Mr. Adams and his team, to remove that. But I won't steal your thunder.
Thank you. Been a lot of good news tonight, and I'm going to deliver some more. So it's not always that the auditor delivers good news, but in this case, it certainly is. First, I'd like to thank all those involved with the audit, from Superintendent Williams to Eric Adams and the finance staff, all the program administrators and personnel. Really a lot of it's actually a 12-month process, but a lot goes into preparing for the audit and putting up with us while we're here for several hundred hours, doing the work to provide our end product, which is this audit report. So just like to thank those involved for that. I will be very brief in my comments. I know you've got a lengthy agenda, so if anybody's got any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. So the purpose of the audit is twofold. The first is the financial audit, and our requirement is to provide an opinion on the financial statements. that opinion is unmodified, or what is known as a clean opinion, so that's the highest level of opinion that you can hope for. The second area is the compliance audit. That is where our goal is to provide an opinion on whether the board complied in all material respects with the grant requirements of the programs that we audited during that year. And I'm happy to note that there were no current year findings, and that goes for any compliance requirements and internal control type issues, as Superintendent Williams indicated. So no findings of any kind. And I'd also like to note, we did have one finding last year in a state program, which was PRC 24, whereby the board overexpended. You had a 35% requirement for bonuses and supplements in that program report code, and there was an overexpenditure there, which we reported. However, the board submitted a corrective action plan back in May of '22, requesting that it be allowed to move otherwise eligible expenditures that were charged to local funds into that state PRC, and they were granted the ability to do that, which means, in a nutshell, that you didn't have to pay or repay that question cost from last year. So not only did you not have any current year findings, the prior year issue was resolved with no required repayment. So that's as good an outcome as could be hoped for. As the auditor, we report question costs, and obviously we're not the ultimate arbiter of the determination of what happens. The grant agency does that, and in this case, it worked out favorably for the school board. In a financial sense, it was a good year. Most funds reported a profit. Those local funds are financially sound with adequate fund balance. Having said that, you're in an unprecedented time the last couple of years with COVID and many new various grant programs, and with those come many different requirements. Each pot of money, federal monies, some state monies, a lot of those tied to COVID, things like retention bonuses, all kinds of things that came along with the last couple of years. So that does place some pressure on the administration, which typically doesn't tend to grow when you receive more money and more grants. There's just more work, so to speak, and they've done a good job in sorting through all those grants and maintaining compliance in all those areas. So that is certainly to be commendable. And that's pretty much it. A good report, clean opinions, no findings, and I'll take any questions if anybody has any.
Any questions or comments from Mr. Davenport? Okay, thank you, Mr. Davenport.
Thank you.
My opinion, this audit shows that the Lenoir County Public School System is financially sound, fiscal, and responsible. Congratulations to Mr. Eric Adams, the Finance Department, and the entire Lenoir County Public School System for an outstanding audit. Chair recognizes Mr. Eric Adams to present the December 2022 financial report.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, board members. The December 2022 financial report summarizes budget and year-to-date activity for all Lenoir County Board of Education fund sources as of December 31st, 2022. Additionally, the report presents the local current expense fund balance for the same time period. As you have an opportunity to review the report, I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
One question.
Yes, sir, Mr. Smith.
That year-to-date expenses, is that a result of the bonuses and supplements? Is that what it is?
So the year-to-date expenditures are just that, so they would include any bonuses that have been paid from July 1 to December 31st, yes, sir.
And the supplements that were paid? In
Supplements were
December?
paid in November,
November.
yes, sir.
Anybody else have any questions for Mr. Adams? Okay, thank you, Mr. Adams.
Thank you.
We will now move to the action portion of the agenda. Chair recognizes Mrs. Vivian Roach to present the Exceptional Children's Program Vocational Rehabilitation Proposal.
Well, good evening.
Good evening.
I hope you've had a good day. Tonight, I would like to say, at our last board meeting, I presented the proposal on a partnership with Lenoir County Public Schools, also vocational rehabilitation, and Johnson County Industries. And tonight, I'm hoping that you will look or have had a chance to review the proposal and take some action in terms of approval for the implementation of this program. This program will provide services to our occupational course of study students and other eligible students for identifying employment goals, services, and activities to support their educational and vocational needs. Are there any questions?
All right, any questions for Mrs. Roach? Thank you, Mrs. Roach. Is there a recommendation or a motion pertaining to the vocational rehabilitation proposal?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Anderson, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Smith. I have a motion by Mr. Anderson and a second by Mr. Smith to approve the Exceptional Children Program Vocational Rehabilitation Program as presented. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none, chair will call for a vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Dr. Outlaw Starkey?
Yes.
Thank you, the motion carries.
Thank
My
you.
opinion, again, these are some very much needed services for the students of Lenoir County Public Schools.
I agree.
Thank you.
you.
Chair recognizes Mrs. Frances Herring to present the proposed instructional calendar for the 2023-2024 school year.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At the last board meeting, I presented to you the votes for the calendar options that we had, calendar A, calendar B. Calendar B, option 1 with 406 total votes. It's back tonight as an action item, and I respectfully ask the board to approve calendar option B as our calendar for the 23-24 school year.
Are there any questions for Mrs. Herring? All right, thank you, Mrs. Herring. Is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to the instructional calendar?
Move to approve.
Motion by Mr. Anderson, second by Mr. Woods. So we have a motion by Mr. Anderson and a second by Mr. Woods to approve the instructional calendar for the 2023-2024 school year as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Dr. Outlaw Starkey?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Thank you so much.
All right.
I'll do it.
Your aye. So Chair recognizes Mr. Brent Williams to present 2 maintenance design consultant services proposals.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Last month at the December 5th, 2022 board meeting, Mr. Harvey presented 2 contracts as information items for maintenance design consultant services. Both contracts and the scope of work for each will be funded by ESSER recovery funds. Both contracts were secured by local, state, and federal procurement procedures and have been reviewed and moved forward by Tharrington Smith. Design Consultant Services HVAC Controls Project, Locklear, and Jacobs. Design Consultant Services Roof Replacements, REI Engineers. So tonight we're asking for your approval on these.
Are there any questions for Mr. Williams? All right, thank you, Mr. Williams. Is there a recommendation or a motion pertaining to the maintenance design consultant services contract?
Move to approve.
Motion by Mr. Anderson, second. Second by Mr. Woods. We have a motion by Mr. Anderson and a second by Mr. Woods to approve the 2 maintenance design consultant service contracts as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Dr. Outlaw Starkey?
Yes.
Motion carries. Again, my opinion, these are some much needed improvements that will benefit the Lenoir County Public School system. Is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to closed session?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Lenoir County Board of Education into closed session under North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11
to prevent the disclosure of confidential personnel files, to consult with the board's attorney in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege, and to consider matters relating to the initial employment of an employee.
Motion by Mr. Anderson, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Smith. I got a motion by Mr. Anderson, a second by Mr. Smith to move to closed session. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Thank you, Dr. Outlaw Starkey. Motion carries. We are now in closed session.